I think the last bit we have is the working group updates before the breakouts. Now, all the work the FinOps Foundation does fits into this model of building out a framework to help people with best practices, and these working groups are the ones that drive that, and then that goes to that technical advisory council for vetting after. So, wanted to hear from Anderson from Farfetch about the Adopting FinOps Pitfalls group that I think just went live on the website. Is that right, Anderson?
Yes, that's right. Thanks for the opportunity. Glad to be here to talk about this working group. We've been working together since March this year. And when our main objective was to produce two deliverables. One is an article about the pitfalls for those that are adopting FinOps, and the other is about KPIs that I will talk in a moment. But now I'm glad to announce that on the FinOps.org, you can find our article there, the Adopting FinOps Pitfalls. It's an article that was written using the brain and the knowledge of the people that were working with us. I think that the article is really great. Now it's there for you to go and read and provide your comments. It's an open source, so provide your comments in there in order to make this even better for those that are looking for it. Now we are heading to the second deliverable, which is to talk about the deliverables, to talk about the KPIs. So imagine you're starting your FinOps journey. So what comes next? So how do you measure your success? And not only how do you measure, what are the aspects that you need to take into consideration when collecting this data in order to produce repeatable KPIs throughout the time? And that's our challenge now. We have already started, but we are really on the beginning, looking forward for that. Here on the screen, you can see a little screenshots of the article. So things that we have there is the topic, description, do's and don'ts, and real world story that illustrates everything that we put in there. So you will know that's gonna be a good read. Looking forward for your feedback over there.
Anderson, how can they get involved? I know there's a Slack channel. Are you also doing regular meetings, or how's the group working together?
Yes, we have a Slack channel. If you want to join, you can find the Adopting FinOps. You can put a note in there, and then we can put you on the specific working group channel that we have. So it's time for us to work on the KPIs. So if you have any experience on KPIs, especially on the people that are beginning, you're more than welcome to join and share your knowledge.
Such a hot topic, KPIs. Yeah, I'm really excited to see the output of that. Thank you so much, Anderson, and the group for all the work there. Next up, we have Allison from Lloyd's. Allison.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, can you hear me?
Sounds good.
I hope so. I'm going to go ahead. Thank you, Rob. I got a thumbs up there. So Ashley also asked me to sort of do a little bit more about being involved. So my involvement in this working group was my first direct involvement in any of the foundation work. I mean, I always came along to summits and I would dip in and out of Slack, but that was it. So I kept myself on, I guess, on the periphery, but then I always felt like I was on the periphery. And then I saw that there was the forecasting working group. I've been doing a really big piece in my job about getting a repeatable forecasting process up and running, and it felt like for a while I was reinventing it every month, so it wasn't very repeatable. So it mattered to me, and I felt like I could contribute something, but I have to be completely honest, I also thought that I could probably get something out. I hoped I could get something out of it, quid pro quo. So what I will say to anybody out there who was like me and probably stayed on the edges is that I found it really positive. I found it really good. I feel, the foundation is by us for us, and I kept myself on the periphery. This has pushed me into it, and I would encourage anybody to get involved and to enjoy it. It makes you get to know really great people. I've been really lucky already. It's only a short piece of time. So that's my big shout out. Don't be shy. They're actually really, really nice. So what am I here to talk about today is the forecasting working group. We have a Slack channel. It's there. Please come join us. There was a special interest group. I don't know the timing, but there was a special interest group that kicked off sort of at least last year, probably beginning of last year. And they created how to be more accurate in forecasting. There's a paper on FinOps page on the website. It's great. Go have a read if you've got any interest. There's a lot of good information in there. We're not starting from scratch. We're looking to grow on that. We're wanting to create collateral that is of use to you, whether you're a beginner, well, a walker, a crawler, or a runner. But in order to do that, the reason I'm here to talk to you today is we've got a bit of a plea. Our very first sprint, we've created a survey. We've kept it really short, really quick. So there's no excuse for everybody not to go and complete it for us. We need to gather data. We need to know what you want. We need to learn from those of you that have got learnings to share. We need to know how to shape our next sprints so the collateral that we deliver is of great use to you. Last year's State of FinOps, the one that closed at the end of the year and has been talked about so far this year, had forecasting as the 4th priority out of 14 priorities. So we know it's important, but forecasting is kind of huge, right? Is it about accuracy? Is it about spread of it? Is it about regularity? How does it drive? What does it impact? All of those things. So please come and give us your insight. It really doesn't matter whether you're at the start of your journey or whether you believe you've got it nailed. And most especially of all, if you've got some lessons that you've learned, or if you've got some don't do this, or absolutely this is where we started and we had to take that step even though we ditched it. So the last question on the survey gives you the opportunity, if you could give us your time, to speak to you individually and delve into it deeper. That's what we've done in order to keep the survey short. So either put your contact details in that last question, reach out to me directly on Slack, or come to the working group, forecasting working group Slack channel, and have a chat there. We'd love to hear from you. Please get involved if you've got any interest at all. We would love to join you to the working group. I'm hoping there'll be loads of information coming out.
It's such a challenging area because it's that intersection between finance and engineering, and everybody need to come together. And yeah, hard problem. Also, really cool to see that forecasting work the group did last year. I think Tracy Rosler from Scout led the initial group, getting iterated on. I think that's what we're looking to see in this community, right? Put out contents, it continues to evolve, we make it better and plug in. So thank you, Allison, for the work there and for the update. I think we're also going to do a quick overview before the breakouts on the other working groups. Vaz, are you covering these?
Yeah, I can take those, or
Great.
if Ashley, feel free to jump in if you have any additional color. But the next few slides are just our working groups that are in flight or are working on their proposals. The first couple of slides here, JR, we're looking at ITFM, TBM are made good progress. They're in the middle of their sprint. Adopting FinOps, you just heard about the great work that they're doing there. And advancing FinOps careers as well. They're in work in progress. Do you mind going to the next slide? Sustainability, Mark Butcher's leading the charge here, and that group is got a proposal together and actively working. And the U.S. government has actually, the U.S. government working group has already published a deliverable from their first sprint and have actively started in their second sprint. So if you go to finops.org, you can see their playbook for government and reach out to Melvin if you'd like to join and be part of that second sprint. And I think the next couple of slides are just working groups that are looking to get their proposals firmed up. And then they'll kick off their sprints. And the last one is for folks that are looking still for support. So FinOps for AI/ML, that working group is definitely looking for folks that are interested in exploring a potential sprint and automation. I think Ashley has posted a few links in the Zoom chat as well as in Slack. This working group is just getting going. So Ashley, do you have any updates for that one as well? Or do you want to echo the posts that you've already made in the chat?
Automation group, they've got a proposal ready to submit, so they'll be starting their 10-week sprints. It's a really good time to get on at the beginning. And what they're looking to do is try to figure out what are all the different things that people are automating, whether it's a SaaS tooling or individual company, and starting to get those playbooks out to the community. So it's going to be really interesting. So if any interest,
awesome.
please join.
Thanks, Ashley. And Steve just posted in the Zoom chat a link to our project overview page, which is a nice dovetail into this slide, If you have an idea for a working group, if you go to the project's overview page, you'll find a link there. It's a very short form, and we'll reach out to you to get additional info, but feel free to come in there. There's also an FAQ, so you can learn about what working groups are, how they work, what special interest groups are, how they work. And of course, you can always reach out to us in Slack with questions.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is the next step of getting involved, joining a work group and sharing your knowledge. Not only do you help the community, but you also make some really good connections. And we don't just need experts in them. Like every stage of the journey is really important to represent in these working groups. JR here from the FinOps Foundation. Thank you for watching. Please go to finops.org if you want to get plugged into this amazing community. And of course, hit subscribe right here on YouTube to get all the future content. Hope to see you soon.